Gonna cry, but I can't say goodbye. Just keep on passing by. Lonely when I dream, yeah, dream. Yeah, I want a bad girl. Honey, I'm not ashamed. March on, march on, march on. Hey, march on. You got the soldier on.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 2, Episode 4 of The Buzz with yours truly, Momma T. We got a great show for you tonight, folks. First up is my good friends Christina and Santiago Silva, otherwise known as Project Constellation. They are a great band. My second guest tonight is Mr. Soco Joe from WRLN 105.3. Well, first, just a quick word about Grand Forks Best Source. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Momma T sent you.
March on, march on, march on. Hey, march on. We got the soldier on.
Oh, I'm so excited. Hi, Christina. Hi, Santiago. How you guys doing? Oh, no sound. Where's the sound? I've got no sound. Yeah, you muted. I can see you are muted. There we go.
There we go. Technology.
I know. I hate it. I mean, it's good for this, but there's always all these little glitches. And you know what? That's probably the worst thing that's going to happen. I think one of my shows I had I couldn't get sound with my guest for probably almost 5 minutes. So yeah.
No.
So why don't you tell everybody about where you guys are from, like where you grew up, like.
All right. I was born and raised in California, and I finished high school in Fishers, Indiana, of all places. And I've moved around the U.S. a few times, and now I'm in Grand Forks, and I've been here since 2014. And yeah, that's kind of my journey, if you will. And you can talk about yourself.
Santiago, yes.
I was born in Romania, grew up in Sweden. I moved to Canada in my 20s, and then I moved here in my 30s, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's the short.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, I do this I was doing it for over a year. I'm not sure I'm going to keep on with this because I've been having so much trouble with technology that the Little Bobby Buzz newsletter and this awesome band was featured in issue 3.
This is our third member.
Oh, the third. Oh.
Hi.
So what really got you guys into music?
So I played violin in middle school and high school. I've always loved classical music, and this is with him. This is the first time I've had to learn guitar solos and bass parts on the violin, which is that's a good challenge. But yeah, music is great, and it's always been fun, but it's even more fun now because this guy gives me a lot of homework. I'm always learning new things. So
that's awesome. How about you, Santiago?
I started playing when I was a wee lad, and I started playing in bands and in clubs very young. And then for a while I was doing this full time, just playing music for a living. And then I retired for a while, thinking I was going to be married and settle down, and then that didn't pan out. So then I came out of retirement around the time that me and Christina started playing.
Yeah.
That's the short
Tell me
version.
how that started. Tell me how that started, the whole project Constellation. I mean, we don't have to go into like the deep details because I already know those, but
I'll try to condense it. So I was still married to my ex-husband at the time, and we joked that he's the one who started the band because he played banjo and he knew like 3 songs on the banjo, and he wanted to invite people over to like do a jam session. And so I started playing violin again because I quit after high school for a few years. And so invited Santiago over, some other friends over, and yeah, Santiago started bringing his guitar and being like, hey guys, we could actually make something. Hey, I used to play in bands. Hey, I used to do music. And then he started like writing songs and brushing off some of his old songs. So long story short, my ex-husband is the one
too late. Just kidding.
He is no longer in the band. So
I would hope not. That would be really awkward.
oh my God. But that's kind of the joke. It's, you know, my ex technically started it. And yeah, like I went through my divorce back in 2017, and then he went through his divorce with his ex, and that was what, 2019. And so yeah, somewhere around there. But like we've been doing music ever since. But now it's just us two.
And doing it quite well. Quite well. I mean, you guys have a few albums out. Can you tell everybody about those?
You can take that one.
We have one called Oasis. We got one called In Following the Unknown.
Yep.
And we got one called
Psychological
Hands. It's too many to keep track of. No, that's it. So the first one was very simple, just more or less just 2 instruments on most of the songs, a little bit of backup vocals. The second one was a little bit more elaborate, and the third one is the most elaborate to date.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit of a side project going on. We were looking to record for that, but that's not originals at that point. It's more Scandinavian folk songs. So we're getting some shows in that scene as well. So we've spread out, you know, a little bit more. We're not just doing bars. We're not just doing little bobbies anymore. 2023. So
you guys have been all over. Didn't you even go to Ireland?
Oh, well, that was just holiday.
That was a holiday. Yeah, that was a trip.
Oh, you were on holiday. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we try to do that every time.
Yes.
Not just work.
Because I was going to say, if you actually played over there, technically I could consider you international artists. I mean.
Well, we've played in Canada, so.
Okay, there you go.
We played in Georgia, the country.
Yes, we did. 2019.
Before the world went under.
Yep. Oh, that was
before
fun.
The toilet paper apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes. What's funny about that one is we were interviewed because one of the musicians, his wife, does like some of the news broadcasting over in the country Georgia. So we were on the news, but the translator didn't show up. So we had no idea what she was saying and vice versa. It was really funny.
Her English was very broken. And
yeah. And our Georgian is like non-existent. So that was really funny. The recording is online still. I should probably give you the link sometime. It's really funny to watch because you can tell the poor lady's just like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm just going to start talking. And one of his friends that's over in Georgia, she was telling us like, oh, this is what she said. Like she just said you guys were married. We weren't married at the time, but she was just started like making up stuff because she didn't know what to say. It was pretty great.
Better than silent pose.
Yeah, you have to start just talking and something. So can't blame her. It was pretty funny. But yeah, that's probably the craziest.
Well,
interview.
That's not the only interview that you've done. I found one from South Dakota Public Broadcasting too.
Oh,
from 2022.
That's Ted Nellis. Or
I mean, there's
That
been too
was in the
there's
moment.
been a lot of interviews. Not to sound like we're divas, but you have to be a little bit more specific than that, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry, you blink and 2-3 years goes by. So it's like,
Yeah.
what do we do? Can you remember what happened last week? I barely remember yesterday. So it's,
I don't remember what I had for supper last night.
Yeah.
So on your
Hmm.
albums, you guys, that's all original music, and everything sounds so different. You guys have such a unique sound. Can you tell me how you got? What kind of describe your sound for me?
Nah.
No.
Just listen to our stuff, make up your own mind.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I don't know. I do most of our songwriting. I'm inspired by a lot of different things. So it's just a matter of the song. It's a lot of times they change as the gigs go on, and so they kind of take shape and start sounding more like something. But we have, obviously the more folkier, bluegrassier ish stuff, but then there's a lot of, punk influences. Some of the songs that we haven't recorded are more just straight up, maybe more like classic rock ish even. So there's a little bit, there's a little bit of everything in there, I would say. But we do get that compliment a lot, even when we do our covers and things, that we cover such a broad spectrum of songs, not just a style or a sort of a certain vein of music, but just we stretch a lot. And that's just because of me growing up listening to all kinds of stuff and can't really pick any one style or two that I like. It's just what comes out is what comes out kind of thing. That's the best I can describe it.
Yeah.
And I love that about your music. You're described as acoustic, folk, rock, punk, pop, and more duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically summarizes it.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Try to be the charcuterie
So,
board.
What
Yeah.
is your creative process? Because everybody, like some people start with an idea of a melody or an idea of inspiration, like just start writing poetry or something. Like, what is your creative process?
Usually I just start doodling with guitar and making up melodies and lyrics as I go, and then that starts sort of taking shape into something. A lot of times I'll record it on my cell phone. Back in the day, I would just kind of write things down, but I'll record it on my cell phone and then listen back and then expand on that. But it kind of takes shape. All three, like in the initial step, all three take place at the same time in my case. But and then I'll maybe come back to it a few days later and like start shifting things around. Then we might run it, me and Christina, and then as the months and years go by, they change a lot, which is why usually even when we listen back to our recordings, like, oh dear, that song doesn't sound like that at all anymore. It just never ends. We constantly keep adding things, or very rarely getting rid of things, but usually just adding things, coming up with new parts to a song, or or a new verse or a new whatever bridge, or adding a solo or adding two solos, or so, which is why a lot of our songs tend to, by year 3 or 4, they're very long. we have this joke that we like to try to get away with playing as few songs as possible per set. So if each song can be sort of 5-6 minutes long, then that means we only have to play about 6-7 songs per set. And then we're like, great, that means we can save more songs for like future gigs when we come back or something.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby was really good at that too. Remember, he'd get up there and start a solo, and like he'd turn a 3-minute song into like 20 minutes. He'd just be up there jamming. Yeah. I can see how things can get. So which of your songs was your favorite to write?
None.
Oh, stop.
That's the honest answer.
You got to have something.
Sir, no. I think you're being difficult with me today.
Whenever am I not difficult? I told you I'm a star.
When you're on stage?
I'm the Mariah Carey of the Midwest.
Oh my gosh.
I think Mariah Carey is the Mariah Carey of the Midwest. Isn't she from Michigan? No, I'm probably wrong.
I don't know.
Probably thinking of somebody else. But anyways, no, I don't know. I just I don't. I don't think like that. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer, but no, I just kind of write it. I know which ones I prefer to play in which rooms and things like that. We do have some rooms that, like, I mean, you obviously like our toilet paper one. So then it's like, okay, well, that one is the most fun to play in this context, or in some other room where some people just fall in love with song XYZ. So then it's like, all right, well, we know that one's going to go over. So let's play it towards the end or something. Or
Yeah.
when the annoying owners come and request it 14 times per night.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who you could be referring to, sir.
But yeah, so
I would never do that.
He's obviously teasing.
But
no,
not at all.
Because I don't know if we should say this, but it is funny because we are different bands to different venues. Like some people, it's been more of our folk stuff that they like. Some venues, it's more the punk stuff that they like. So it's almost like, yeah, like here comes that punk band, or here comes that folk band, or here comes that melodious singer songwriter for our more mellow stuff. So that is it's just a funny little thing if you know us and know other people that have seen us. If they see the little Bobby set, they might be like, I didn't even know you guys play those songs. Like, sometimes they cross contaminate and it comes out that we know some other songs, and then it's like, for some of our audiences or fans, for want of a better term, they'd be like, wow, I didn't know you guys played song XYZ. Like, how many songs do you guys know? You guys must know like hundreds of songs. And it's like, yeah, it's probably about that. But some of them have never heard us play. I don't want to start naming songs here, but let's say classic rock, some of them have never heard us play. Well, punk, probably most of them have heard us by now, but like, I don't know, some of the more melodic, like the more calmer songs that we don't even do very often. Yeah, it's just that thing that's like, oh wow, I didn't know you guys played that one, or
Yeah.
Anyways, do you have more questions?
You did surprise. Yeah, you did surprise me quite a bit. Like I remember being on you guys being on the stage, and you'll lean over and tell Christina, let's play this, and she's like,
oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, that comes from like all the years and decades that I was playing in various bands. So it's just like I just accumulated a huge portfolio of songs, and then every so often I'll remember something, or I'll think like, oh, that might go over here, we should try this and that, and that's where that comes from. And my younger days, I used to busk a lot, and then you try to please everybody a little bit that's in the whatever mall area or wherever you're at, and so that's where that came from, having everything from 50s 60s stuff all the way to whatever's on the radio at the time, and not just be like, well, this is all I do, or this is my thing, and but yeah. And then now that we're doing this thing, Christina's had to jump on that and learn a lot of the songs.
I had to learn a lot of songs, and there's some songs I never grew up with or didn't really hear or like vaguely know, and he's like, how do you not know that? So yeah, he still rolls his eyes now.
We're gonna take a quick break here from Soul Kitchen in Grand Forks, and then we'll get back to some more questions.
Sounds good.
Come and get a taste of Korea at Grand Forks' newest dining sensation, Soul Kitchen in the Grand Cities Mall. Dine in or take out handcrafted dishes featuring astonishing and unique flavors with just the right levels of spiciness to suit all tastes. At Soul Kitchen, each meal is custom made to your order by superb Soul-trained chefs. Open for dinner Tuesday through Friday from 4:30 to 8, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays 11 to 6, and closed Mondays. Discover what's been missing from your dining adventures with consistent 5-star reviews from satisfied customers. Soul Kitchen, right across from Rumors Sports Bar and Grill in the Grand Cities Mall. Stop in and discover the best-kept dining secret in Grand Forks.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about you guys and your awesome original albums and everything. Where can people find your music?
It's on iTunes. It's on Bandcamp. You can also, if you see us in person, we have CDs for sale as well. We've sold a couple of CDs just by people messaging us on Facebook and email, and then we can just mail them off too. We've definitely done stuff like that. But yeah, it's mainly those places. YouTube as well. We have our songs up there and some music videos. Some of them we filmed, and some of them I drew some stuff and did little storyboarding stuff. So kind of a combination of arts and film. There's Fluffles.
Isn't your cat in a couple of the videos too? Or is it just the one?
Fluffles is in Toilet Paper Apocalypse.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was the same cat. Yeah, I don't know.
That was Fluffles for sure. Yep.
You know what? You got to tell the story real quick about explain Toilet Paper Apocalypse for these fans so that they go out and find this song, because
That's all you, Christina.
Okay.
Yeah, he's over there rolling his eyes. Not this song again. Would you shut up about this song already?
Well, here's what's really funny. I have only written 2 songs ever for our band. Okay, I usually do the artwork, so I don't really worry about that. But this song was requested by one of my coworkers, because I work at Sam's Club and I'm a forklift driver and I'm a cake decorator. But at the time, I was helping with offloading the trucks and receiving, right? The receiving dock. So you offload pallets with a forklift. And one of my friends was like, the toilet paper shortage is happening, right? So we're living through this. And he was like, you should write a song about this. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I actually wrote a song. And now it's the bane of my husband's existence. Which is great. But I had to do it because it was a request. And, it was really funny because during that time, I got so many text messages from people who knew me. And they're like, when's the toilet paper going to show up? And when's the Clorox wipes going to show up? So that's what I remember the most. I felt so popular because I always got text messages from people. And I was like, I know it's coming in Wednesday at blah, blah time. You got to be here within an hour, but showing up where there's not going to be anymore, right? So I was like,
no, I can't set any aside for you.
Yeah, right? It's just like, okay, here's the time. I figured out just now. So good luck, if you can make it cool. If you can't, I send someone that you know, right? So that was how that happened. It's because of that situation and the friend request. So I had to fulfill that request. And that was really fun to do. And now we play it all the time.
Pretty soon he's just going to make you play it by yourself.
He's gonna be, I'm done, Christina. I can't. Not anymore. Not for this song. I'll be like, what? People are requesting it. It is one of our most requested songs too, much to his dismay.
It is what it is, I guess.
But I would blame you because he was promoting it like crazy during the pandemic. And that's probably one of our most viewed videos on YouTube is for that song. So it's his fault. He promoted it too much. So,
It's a hilarious song. It's called Toilet Paper Apocalypse by Project Constellation. You can find that on YouTube. Yeah. So what do you guys... Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. What do you guys do for fun? Do you have pastimes or hobbies or side gigs?
So Santiago just works like crazy. His hobby is making more songs, I'd say, or messing around with his guitar or bass or figuring a new melody out. I just do arts, and I have a book series. I've written and illustrated 2 books, and I'm working on the 3rd one. It's going to be a trilogy at the end of it, so probably another 2 years. Because I love drawing. That's mainly what I do. I dabble in animation, and I do arts and make my own books, and I do art commissions on the side too. But I would consider that the closest to fun, if you will, because art is just fun for me. Most of my other spare time goes to learning songs that he's telling me I need to learn. You need to learn how to do this. We're doing this, okay? So that's it's not really, I don't know, we don't really relax too much. We're both just kind of workaholics, if you will. There's not much downtime. Like I watch TV as I'm falling asleep to it, right?
Even when we just travel for fun, it's more like guerrilla style, just in and out, town to town, country to country, and then back here,
Yep.
and then just back to work.
That was
Yeah.
our most relaxing vacation. We
Was
went
this
to
past
Canada.
one?
Yeah, we went
Yeah,
to
when-
Canada, Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, north of Maine. That was beautiful. And
Yeah,
actually, yeah. Oh,
No, go ahead.
One of my writing buddies that I know on Discord, she lives up there. So we got to meet one of my friends that I've messaged on and off these past few years. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, we're always on the go, for better or worse. We're constantly doing stuff. There is never a dull moment, honestly. You're sleeping. So when you're resting and recovering, if you will. That is fun. Sleeping.
We got about 4 minutes left. And I do want to, we got to plug this. I can't wait until Wednesday. I cannot wait. I miss you guys so much. So on Wednesday, my good friend Sparky is going to come pick me up. He's going to drive from Thief River, come pick me up and bring me to Ely's Ivy and Grand Forks. We will be there before 6 o'clock so we can watch our faith fan project Constellation. Do you have anything else coming up besides that?
I was gonna say that is our next gig in town. Yeah, Ely's Ivy, Wednesday, October 9th, 6 to 8 p.m. We're playing. We're very excited. It's wonderful because it's just a few minutes down the street. So we love the commute. That is awesome. But also there's gonna be a lot of people. You're coming out. There's gonna be a lot of friends that we know coming out. We're very excited, and it's gonna be a good time. And their food is really good. Everyone says it's really great. So we're going to eat there too. It'll be our first time actually trying that restaurant out as well. So we're very excited about that. But as far as
it is
I don't.
Oh, we could always.
Oh, go ahead.
You got your schedule and upcoming events posted on your Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Facebook.com/projects Constellation.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, my producer's really good at that stuff. So with the last 3 minutes.
Sorry, go ahead.
With our last couple minutes, what do you guys think people would be surprised to know about you?
We're total dorks in real life.
Speak for yourself. I'm cool.
It's not really a surprise.
No, that's true.
Surprised to know. I mean, we're fairly open book. If you ever come to our shows, half the time we're just airing or venting our dirty laundry. So
and making fun of each other. That is our stage banter.
Shocked to know. No, I don't. I can't think of anything that's. You mean shocking as in, oh my god, or more of a sort of like, oh, that's interesting. Because
either one, probably. It's probably vague enough to be either.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either way, but I just didn't know how juicy of a story you wanted.
If you got juicy, we got two. And thank you, Paul, for your comment, by the way. But juicy, yeah, let's go for juicy.
About that. I shouldn't have said that.
Or
no, I don't know.
All right.
Just that our musical writing process is not as elaborate as people think. It usually just takes me minutes just to write something.
It takes me years and takes me minutes. That's great.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, hey, here's some lyrics. You finish it. Here you go. Bye.
Stuff like that. I don't know. We're not as artistic as people might get the impression that we are.
Oh, you are. Well, I know. Speaking of which, we got about 30, 45 seconds. What is the name of those books and how do they find them?
Didn't even get to that.
Darkwood Academy is the first book, and then The Black Dog is the second book. It's available at Silver Dawn Books in Grand Forks. It's available on Amazon. It's also at several libraries, like East Grand Forks Library and the Grand Forks Library as well. I'm just talking about this region, I guess, but it's also in different places, like in Fargo, Moorhead, South Dakota, like Sioux Falls. There's a lot of different places it's in right now. I've been slowly expanding, and that's been really fun. But they're also for sale at our shows. If you come and see us, we always have copies on hand. Same with our CDs and other merch. I do all the art. My husband's the main songwriter for like 99.9% of the songs, and that's kind of our dynamic. So,
well, you know what? We're out of time for. I can't wait until Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming on the show,
Thank
and I
you.
hope this helps
Join us.
bring people out to Ely's Ivy on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Grand Forks,
Yeah.
North
Alright.
Dakota.
See you
We'll see you
there.
soon.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bing,
Oh,
bing,
miss
bing.
you.
Bye.
Miss you. Bye.
All right, that was fun. We do have a segue before. I can't remember who it's for though, so we'll just figure it out because we got Soco Joe coming up next.
March on, march on, march on. Hey, march on. We got the soldier on.
There you are.
Well, what's up, Tanya?
I finally got you on the show. Oh, I didn't think you were going to be here. I didn't really prep anything because I hadn't heard from you all day. That was a heck of a game this morning, huh?
Oh, well, at 8:30 in the morning, I guess it better be. I woke up third quarter. But it was quite the game, yes.
I didn't really see it. Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience and tell everybody?
Hi, hello.
Why you
My name is
on the show?
Soco Strong. I'm a DJ for WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. You asked me to come on here, and here I am.
Yes, because the show is all about not just musicians themselves. I mean, we do local, regional, national, and international musicians and music personalities like DJs, MCs. I mean, anybody in the music business, really. So I thought
Oh.
it would be interesting to hear from the DJ side.
Oh, okay.
So how did you okay, first let's talk about where you grew up and if you want to talk about your family.
Yeah, I grew up on the Red Lake Reservation. I 47 years old, single. Just been a res kid most of my life. I moved away to Idaho in the 2000s. I lived in Kansas in the early 2000s. Just did. I've been to China once.
Really?
I was a carny. My name was Joe, and my ride was the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh yeah?
For 2 weeks, or for 2 months. I was out in Tianjin, China, operating. They wouldn't let the citizens of China operate the rides, so they had to bring in people. And I just happened to get home from Idaho, and a week later, I'm in China.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if somebody ever says you ever been to China, it's like, have you ever been to China? I've been to China.
What about the translation? You don't know any Chinese, do you?
It's been a while since I can't understand it, but I know a few phrases. It's like thank you or GDLA means what time is it? Me and Tianjin means see you tomorrow. Other than that, that's all I kind of remember. So
Just the important stuff. And you need to know the one you get, the other two you have to learn are where's the bathroom and where's the food.
well, that's kind of crazy because their bathroom's on the floor. Their toilets, it's on the floor.
So you
They like squat down and take a shit and all that kind of stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy seeing it for the first time. Being there, we had an American hotel, so we had regular bathrooms, but yeah, it was quite the shock, I mean, how affectionate they are. And we were in northern China, I think, 2 hours south of Beijing. But Tianjin was a large like construction city or something, or a factory city. 10 million people live there, and I didn't even notice it. But as we drove into town, you could just see like there's big factories for cars and all kinds of stuff, and that was quite the experience there for 2 months. Made $1,000 a week, but we worked. If we were working here, we would have got like way overtime, you know.
Yeah.
But
So how did
other than that, I grew up in Red Lake Warrior, played football as in high school. And how I got the call was Res Dog put a call out to anybody who wants to be a DJ on his Facebook. So he said, email me. So I emailed him, and I said, I'll check it out. And this next show will be my 2 years anniversary. Be my
awesome.
104th show. So that's 52 weeks each. So I do it once a week, and I call it Soco Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m. on WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio, 105.3. And it's the funnest job, you know. I mean, being a DJ and stuff, and you know, like I always said, I always keep my buddy Little Bobby. He's my number 2 spot. Like this past Saturday, I played How Long, but I wanted to play Bad Girl, but it wasn't on somehow it went off the library, so I would have to YouTube it. So
Bobby would just be, he would just find it hilarious that he's number 2 because, you know, one of his favorite words, poop. So it's pretty appropriate that he's number 2.
well, yeah, he's the second song of the entire 4-hour show, so he's always there. I always got to have what I always said when on my first paper of my first playlist, I said, have an ass kicker start out the show, and then your last song of the hour have an ass kicker. So I always play something metal or hard or heavy, you know. And I think I have a lot of variety in the show. I mean, if you ever heard my commercial or my promo, you know, even country, you know, and it's like Cricket's my first one. And then the next one, it's Nancy Kerrigan saying, why? You know, when she gets hit in the knee and stuff. So
I know, I've heard that. That is hilarious. So what made you think this was going to be a fun job? Like, have you been into music your whole life? I mean,
I've played guitar since I was about 14, on and off growing up. And I think, you know, just hooking up with musicians. Like my last show, we lost one of our, he was on the level of Little Bobby, I think. His name was Steve May. And, you know, I modeled my metal hour after him. You know, he just passed away a couple of weeks ago. And he was a guitar player. He was a drummer, you know, all around musician, you know, good ear. And he was just in his 30s, and he just passed away recently. And it just, you know, I mean, I didn't get to jam with him in a long time, but I did bring up a lot of the memories that we did when we did. And then like a lot of the songs that I played throughout the show was, you know, dedicated to him. Like he could play Eruption off Van Halen, and you know, all the metal songs we jammed in his dad's garage and wherever we went. We even went set up at a trailer house once. He brought his drums, and I played guitar, and it was some good times with that cat. You know, it was like, I suppose as a musician, it came kind of easy for me to like transition to DJ, because like I listen to all kinds of music. You know, it's just not metal. You know, yeah, if you ever listen to one of my shows, it's pretty diverse. Like it could be hip hop. Well, I don't play a lot of hip hop, but I do play a lot of songs that to my ear that sound good, I think. And of course, the requests that come in, and it seems like I'm getting more and more each show. And I mean, to me, I think that means that people are actually listening. So it really,
I love about WRLN to begin with. I mean, it's not just your show that's got that much variety. Like the whole station itself, it's just, the music varies so much. Like, not I don't think I've ever listened to the same genre more than one song in a row, is what I'm saying. Like the WRLN has something for every. We gotta pause here for a brief message from a Sacred Skin Tattoos.
Okay.
Your body is sacred. Your body's artwork should be too. Tattoos of a memory of a loved one, an event, or a personal work of art just for you. Sacred Skin Studio is now open in the Grand Cities Mall. High quality and alluring tattoos, custom designs, and make sure to ask about the $50 flash tattoo sale. Sacred Skin Studio has a large selection of body jewelry, clothing, accessories, and a large variety of specialty goods too. And all of September, buy one, get one half off on all body jewelry. Your body is sacred. Treat it that way. Sacred Skin Studio in the Grand Cities Mall across from Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. Call today for your appointment, 701-610-6011, or check out sacredskinmobile@gmail.com.
March on, march on, march on. Hey, march on. We got the soldier on.
Got to pay the bills, huh? I like the commercials.
Well, actually, we're not getting paid. So our show is being covered by, okay, so now it's live on Facebook and YouTube on Sunday nights, but it also gets uploaded to all kinds of different streaming platforms, like iTunes and Podbean and Amazon UK. I mean, like a whole bunch of these different streaming services. We've just recently been picked up by Grand Forks Best Source. So
cool.
Our show is replayed on Grand Forks Best Source every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I believe. Right, Jeremy? Yeah. Okay. I got a really great producer that does fact checking for me because things stumble out of my mouth once in a while, and I'm like way off, and so he pops it up on the screen real fast. Like, oh wait, no, wrong day, sorry. Oh wait, wrong band, sorry. So, what do you do for fun?
Lately it's just been watching the bikes and go gamble, go to cruises, jam music while I'm driving, I mean, I should say playing guitar, but I have one, and I suppose if I didn't have one, I'd want to play. You know what I mean? It's like I gotta ever since like my friend Steve passed away, it's just like I gotta pick it back up and not let it become like this is what I tell young guitar players. I said, if you have a passion for anything, don't let it become a hobby, because that's what it came for me. Instead of I used to go home and play every day from school, and I mean, my guitar teacher was Vern Kabinski at Red Lake High School, and he gave me this 2-string guitar that I just couldn't wait to get home to play. And I didn't even have all the strings, or wasn't in tune, but I'd play the hell out of that 2-string guitar every day, and learning songs. I used to record myself off with cassette decks, and see how I sounded and stuff like that. And as I got older, my grandpa would record a powwow song, so he had a personal recorder with the tape recorder. So I used to set it up in front of my amp, and once I got really guitar playing, I used to cruise around and jam my own guitar playing all the time. So, and at one point, yeah, that's what I loved to do, was just go home and play guitar. And I was telling his youngsters who come up and who are just starting, is like, man, if you love doing that, man, don't quit. Don't let it become a hobby like what it became with me. So because I was a pretty good rhythm guitar player at one point, and I think if I really pushed myself, I could have succeeded in a band, maybe. I was never in a band, and I I was jam with people, but I never gave that 100% effort that I thought I could have had when I was playing all the time. So
Yeah, well, that's what I asked if you were ever part of a band. And it's funny too when those musical inspirations for us leave. It's kind of like the music dies a little bit for a while.
yeah, I
I
think
kind of get that.
yeah, I was loved going over to Little Bobby's, and say like, "Hey, where's your guitar?" And like, if it was acoustic, I think I'd play every day. I mean, he had tuned it up for me, his dad's old guitar or whatever, and I'd sit there and jam. The last time I got to chill with him, there's a son cat. He was still a tiny guy, but he was traveling the country, and he was that's when you guys were out of Soco, so I had to drink something else.
Uh-huh.
Jack Daniels or something, whatever it was. And I had to make it to
I
River Road
remember.
before midnight, but I stopped in anyway and chilled with little Bobby and that guy. And we actually talked about that cat he plays guitar on. He puts it on his lap. Jeff Healy. And I
Oh yeah.
thought that Angel Eyes, that song Angel Eyes, I actually played it on my next show. So,
Oh wow.
and he talked about like how that guy heard about his bar, like, and just wanted to come and check it out and see it. And he's traveling the country. Just a random stop in, and there's Bobby and that guy talking about all kinds of stuff. And I'm
I
just
almost
listening. Huh?
I almost forgot about that guy. I remember you being here, but I completely spaced that guy just showing up like that out of the blue. Now that you bring it up, now I remember, but I was probably drinking
You were
a
bartending.
little. Oh, so I wasn't drinking.
Well, no, you were drinking, but
Maybe
you were
was.
bartending. I think there's a difference when you're bartending and not. So
Yeah, and yep, yep. So what so you told me about China. What other exciting places have you been?
Macintosh. I
Oh,
lived out in Idaho for about 3 years. It's kind of like the Minnesotans' version of the foothills, I guess. Like Minnesota nice, just kind of. And I never heard somebody say wash before, but they say Washington or go wash clothes or and they don't know what pop is. They call it soda. It's like, where's your pop machines? She's like, pop? What's pop? Like Pepsi, Mountain Dew. I'm like, oh, you mean soda? Yeah, pop, soda, whatever. Where's yeah, they're right over there. And no, what they didn't know. I didn't know what huckleberries were or
what's a
maple
huckleberry?
bars or I didn't. Yeah, it was on another reservation, of course, the Coeur d'Alene reservation. If you ever seen the movie, what was it called? The one with Victor and I can't think of it. I don't know. It's on a reservation in the northern panhandle of Idaho, and I lived there and worked at their casino for about 3 years, so almost 4. And that was some fun times out there. I mean, it was different. It's like I was out like 2 hours behind. Every time I'd call home, it'd be if it was 11 there, it'd be 1 p.m. back here. So I was at like the football games are on at 10 in the morning instead of noon, and I'd be at
Wow.
work wa- watching them on the TVs, hungover, of course. But yeah, it was quite the experience going out that way. There's Seahawks fans out that way, Washington Huskies and Idaho Vandals and all that stuff. So
So what kind of music? So would I be right assuming that what you play on Saturdays is basically your playlist. Like that's the kind of music you listen to, or do you have all that variety in there because of the station itself?
I see. This is what I do. See, like every DJ is different. I think. I asked Johnny like what he does. He just takes a few songs and adds it, and like they're on 5 days a week, so they have genres per week. Like Thirst Trap Thursday for John or Flashback Friday for Reds Dog, but me, I'm just Saturday, so that like I could go from Slayer to Creedence, just or Metallica to
Fleetwood Mac.
yeah, that's how like diverse I think it is. If I had my book with me, I could have read off like all the playlists I've done since I had it set up the way I do now the past year. So I mean, and I check off the songs, and it's all week. My Spotify was out until this past Friday, so I was kind of freaking out because like I get a lot of my new music from there. And, they got their new music Fridays, and I always try to keep the music fresh the first hour. If it sounds good, just because it's new, sometimes it doesn't sound good. So, you know what I mean?
So
So I always got to hear it first to make sure it sounds good.
my question was going to be, how do you put together one of your shows, and walk me through the process? And then you kind of just did, like, you get all your songs from Spotify, and then you show up at the studio and you like put them up on a computer, or you got
No, I write it down on like like a book. Like I have my first hour, my second hour, then I go over to third hour. Then like I have Soco's Metal Madness hour, the fourth hour, and that's like for us metalheads. I mean, I used to just do all 4 hours like just regular music, but I was like, man, and we're up north. We don't got many metal stations or anyone that plays metal, so I said, this is my hour. This is where I get to play the metal, that stuff I want to hear consecutively. And I have a metal hour, and I get a lot of requests. A lot of people turn it after the third hour, but I don't care. I say, go ahead. I'm gonna hear what I want to hear because it's my show. So thanks for listening.
It's my show. I can do what I want.
Yeah. But I do play a lot of requests. I get a lot of people message me on Messenger, on Facebook, or you can't hear the phone ring because you're on air. But I see it ring sometimes, and it was going off, and I can't answer when I'm on air. I'm like, unless there's a song playing. But I try to like the people who listen religiously every week. I'll play their song. And I was telling them, you always get one. Can you play GNR? Can you play this next? It's like, you get one. That's all you get.
And see, I don't even have to ask anymore because you already know what I like.
Yep. Little Bobby's always going to be my number 2 on my playlist. So.
Oh, so can people, like, if they are not in the listening area, how do they listen to your show?
If you're out of state or you're out of the range of our station, you can always tune in on WRLN.com, and our page will come up, and then there'll be a little play button. You press that, then you press it again, and then there you go. You got my show or our station.
You see this guy. You see what this guy's. It wasn't even out of your mouth yet, and it was already on the screen. That's one
cool. Yeah, you can stream my show every Saturday at 4 to 8 p.m. right there on WRLN.com.
Yeah. So would you
and
say
it's called Soco Saturday.
Soco Saturdays. So would you say metal is your favorite then?
It's what I desired to play early as a guitar player, I think. But as I got older, my ear went this way, that way. Now, like from like Little Bobby's blues to classic rock, I play some hip hop and rap. I play like country. I mean, a lot of my shows, I guarantee you, it's maybe 30-40% country, because like that's just what's out there, you know. But it's what I want to hear and what I think sounds good. So, but a lot of times I'd say I'd get about 7, 8 to 10 requests for songs a show. So that must be a good thing. That must mean people are listening. So
Did you ever get a request for a song that you like? Nope, I'm not playing that.
I actually did this past show. I know it just meant for like it was for a buddy of mine who passed away last year on that day. And his mom wanted to hear "I'll Be Missing You" by Puff Daddy, and I'm like, "Oh, is there another song? We can't play the Diddy right now because Diddy in trouble."
Yeah,
And I was just like, yeah, he's a monster. And I was like, I know he has that's a good song, but you know, I just can't play it. Is there anything else you want to hear? But she didn't get back to me. So, but I said, I got a song for you. And I had a little speech about my buddy Kev, who passed away last year on that day. I played "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd on the Pulse live album. And I think that sufficed better than "I'll Be Missing You" by Puff Daddy. So
yeah, I think so too. Either that or Crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's how diverse my show could be. You know, I could go anywhere from Bone Thugs to Slayer to Metallica to Pantera to Fleetwood Mac to Creedence to Rolling Stones, just to George Strait. Yeah,
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Yeah, he's always a staple in the new Posty stuff, that country stuff. I like a lot of his new Post Malone stuff for that country. That's really great. Pour Me a Drink. That's one of the ones I've tried to keep in the third hour. I call it my thirsty third hour. So try to play the drinking tunes on the third hour, so get everybody started and get ready for the metal show or the metal hour. So
Well, we only have a couple minutes left, and I'm going to have to make it over there, or you're going to have to make it over here or something. We're going to have to hang out again because.
yeah, sounds good. I mean, it's been a while since I went that way. Maybe if Shooting Star Bagley sends me some more free play, I'll go. I used to call it the loop.
Shout out to the casino.
Yeah, I mean, do you still go to the bar, or are you at the bar? Or hello, kind of froze.
What do you think people would be surprised? Hold on. Yeah, my phone keeps doing that. What do you think people would be surprised to know about you?
That I'm a DJ and I deliver government cheese to people. That's my first job. I work for the Red Lake Food Distribution Program. I've been there almost 10 years in September. So I've been doing that, distributing the commodities or government cheese to people for almost more than 10 years now. So
That's awesome. So if somebody sees you dropping off some cheese, they're to mind their business, right?
yeah, mind your business. Because they always want the cheese. Oh yeah, I'm forklift certified. You need somebody to move stuff in a forklift for you, I could do that also. Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
our last guest too. I job, and she said that's what she did. She like unloaded pallets off a truck at Sam's Club, forklift certified, and I was about to tell her, oh yeah, so am I. And now you are too, huh?
Yep.
Like
So
they're
am
just
I.
giving anybody forklift keys now.
Yeah, Tuesday we're getting a truck and I'm up to unload that. So I mean, Monday and Wednesday, because our supervisor's gone to Washington State for some meetings or something. So Washington, yeah, that's how they say it. I got to go wash some clothes.
What's your comfort food? Last
Huh?
question. What's your favorite comfort food? Last question. What's your favorite comfort food?
Spaghetti. Spaghetti has to be.
Shut up. I just made spaghetti like 2 days ago. I literally just made spaghetti 2 days ago.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
y'all know.
that's
Sorry.
my go-to. If you're making spaghetti, invite me over.
Okay. Next time I'll let you know.
Okay.
I thank you a lot for being on the show tonight. I'm glad you finally made it. Thank God the Vikings played at 8:30 this morning instead of
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have
Oh.
been too great of a guest if they played at 3. So, or 1 or 3 because they're 5-0, baby. I can't
Well,
believe it.
I'm
I
gonna let
mean,
you. I miss you, and I wish the show was longer. I've got to close out the show here. I need the guests to know tomorrow night on Renegade Radio, the other podcasts I do, we're doing a digital town hall. We're interviewing 2 of the mayoral candidates from Thief River Falls. That's tomorrow night at 5:30 on Renegade Radio. And for more little Bobby Buzz content, make sure that whenever you see one of my posts, one of my shows, make sure you react, comment, like, follow, and they'll pop up. And most of all, share, share, share. Want everybody to have a great rest of your weekend, and be sure to watch The Buzz with Momma T live here every Sunday night at 5 p.m. And the replay the following Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on Grand Forks Best Source. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and keep the music alive.
Yeah, I wanna